Originally, I was going to be saying good afternoon, but given that the schedule has changed, good morning. I'd like to start first by thanking Nancy and Kim for the opportunity to present here today. And I have about 3 hours of material to get through, but I've been told that they only gave me 10 minutes. So you're all going to get a Reader's Digest version of what it is that I do in my new role. Make sure I hit the right button here. I did. My name is Paulina O'Connor, and I am the Community Resource Officer, not-for-profit sector with Community Futures Wood Buffalo. I've been involved in the not-for-profit sector for over 20 years, even though I've only been in Fort McMurray for 3, the rest of the time having been spent in Ontario. To give you a little bit of background on Community Futures Wood Buffalo, it's a non-profit organization that's incorporated under Alberta's Companies Act nonprofit section. Our funding is provided through the Western Economic Diversification Canada, which is a department within the Government of Canada. So our federal funding is what we receive. Community Futures Wood Buffalo fosters community development through the delivery of business advisory services and related programs for entrepreneurs and small businesses. These services include consulting, loans, training, and the provision of information. With the addition of my position, Community Futures Wood Buffalo will now be offering the advisory services for not-for-profit organizations within the community as well as charities within the community. The main topics that we'll be focusing on at this time include financial reporting and record keeping, governance, and items relating to fundraising. The definition of financial reporting is the presentation of financial data so that proper decisions can be made. Canada Revenue Agency defines financial records as accounting and other financial documents that are kept in an organized way. Examples of some of the areas under financial reporting and record keeping that I will be able to offer assistance include the selection, implementation, and maintenance of accounting systems, 2012 has seen the introduction of the new accounting standards for not-for-profit organizations. This is related to fiscal periods that end on or after January 1st, 2012. Office in a box is a form of record keeping that is ideally suited for small organizations. There's even a version that has been specifically oriented towards churches. Budgeting, cash flow forecasting, the different rules that apply for not-for-profit organizations and charities as it relates to GST records and reporting, payroll records and reporting, preparing for audits, as well as required provincial and federal returns. Governance relates to decisions that define expectations, grant power, or verify performance. And it is required to manage the affairs of the organization, to define the division of power, and establish accountability. Generally, all of this is done at the board level. Topics related to governance include the development of a written mandate, training on board responsibilities, the development of internal policies and procedures, and information on the new Canada Not-for-Profit Corporations Act. This new act replaces Part 2 of the Canada Corporations Act for not-for-profit organizations. This act came into effect in October 2011 and not-for-profit organizations have 3 years to migrate to the responsibilities and regulations under the new Act. Fundraising is defined by Canada Revenue Agency as any activity that includes a solicitation of present or future donations of cash or gifts in kind, or the sale of goods or services to raise funds, whether explicit or implied. Again, some of the topics under this category would include the revised Canada Revenue Agency guidelines that were released in April of 2012 as it relates to fundraising, different donation receipts that correspond to different circumstances, and Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission reporting if your organization engages in bingos, lotteries, etc. Although I have identified the main topics that Community Futures Wood Buffalo will be focusing on at this time, we are able to offer support on a variety of other topics. Please feel free to contact me if you would like to discuss any of your areas further, and please note that there is no charge for my services.
Woo.
That's right. It's actually anyone in the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo. So whether you're in Fort McMurray, Fort Chip, Conklin. Later today, you will be introduced to the new standards program that has been promoted by Imagine Canada. Community Futures will be working with Social Prosperity Wood Buffalo on a series of pre-accreditation workshops. All of the training related to items that I've discussed here today will be available in a variety of different ways. You have the choice of one-on-one training, either as an individual or an organization as a whole. The attendance at seminars. We will be offering online training so that you can sit in your office and connect to us through computer, as well as workshops. Thank you for your time here today. I look forward to working with you and your organization. And does anyone have any questions? Erica?
I just wanted to say that we've started utilizing your services a little bit prematurely at Volunteer with Buffalo, and it's been amazing. We had an employee who was interested in becoming the bookkeeper for the organization, so she took the intro to Simply Accounting that Canada offers, but she still wasn't 100% confident, so she's able to go to Paulina anytime she has any questions, and Paulina's able to look over her work and make sure she's on the right track. So I just want to encourage other nonprofits to utilize this service because it's been such a benefit to our organization. So not so much questions.
Thank you, Erica. Yes.
Paulina, what is the best way logistically for people to arrange to meet with you? Is there a preference? Do they typically come to you? Do you go to them? Or how does that framework happen?
Well, there are a large number of not-for-profit organizations and charities in the community. So the best thing actually to do would be to contact me. I can be reached either by email. My email address is cfresource, all one word, @cfwb.ca. You can also contact me by telephone and arrange for an appointment. I can either have you come into our office or I can come to your location. I'm also available in the evenings and weekends since I know that the majority of the individuals involved are all volunteers and have a regular day job. So I am available at your convenience, not mine. So please feel free to give me a call. The number again is 780-791-0330. And I'll be able to schedule an appointment to go in and assist with you. One of the components that I also will be offering that I did not mention on the slides is being able to go in and do an internal audit of your organization so that you'll be able to see what areas are working properly and what areas may need some assistance.
What percentage, if 100% is you full tilt boogie, what percentage are you being utilized today?
Right now, I started this position back in February, and the past few months have been training and expanding my knowledge so that I will be the best resource available to the community. So right now, this is my launch. You all know that I'm available, so please feel free to contact me and utilize me so that I'll be of some use and benefit to your organization.